Well, the very simple one in lateral thinking is the use of a random input, that as you go along the main track, it's very difficult to go off track, but if you start off track and you come back into the main track, you can open up a track which is useful to use. And the way you start is with a random input, like a random word, and you just generate it randomly and use it as a trigger to generate ideas. Just using this one technique one time, a workshop in South Africa with one of my trainers generated 21,000 new ideas in one afternoon. Well, the 6 hats is an alternative to argument. Argument is too negative, the ideas are fixed, there's no design, there's too much ego. 6 hats says 6 possible modes of thinking. The white hat, you look at information. The red hat is emotions, feelings, intuition. The black hat is critical. The yellow hat is looking at the benefits, the positive aspects. The green hat is possibilities, creativity, new ideas. And the blue hat is the organizing hat. So at any moment, everyone is wearing the same hat. We all might start off with a white hat, might move into the red hat, what we all feel about it. Green hat, what ideas are possible, and then you can, black hat, critical. Yellow hat, the benefits. Now the surprising thing is that although it seems so complicated, it's much shorter. And people have found that meetings take up to 1/10 the time used before. And there's a company in Finland which used to spend 32 days on its multinational project discussions, using the hats in 2 days instead of 30 days. And it's now being used. In the United States, I think there are 2 states where the judge can ask that the jury be trained in the 6 hats, which is the first change in the jury system for 1,000 years. Why has it taken us 2,400 years to think of that? Because it also reflects what happens in the brain. Imagine an antelope in South Africa and hears a noise in the grass. There's a chemical released in the brain, in the hypothalamus probably, which sensitizes all the nerve circuits concerned with running away. So as soon as the lion appears, the antelope is absolutely ready and primed to run away. Similarly, in the lion's brain, when it sees its potential lunch, there's a chemical released which sensitizes all the nerve circuits concerned in getting your lunch. So it's ready to pounce and jump on the antelope. So there are chemicals in the brain which set the different modes of thinking. And what the hats do, it separates these out so each one can operate separately. Because if you try to do them all at once, you just get confusion and end up just being negative. I think basically my point, which is to me is astonishing, is how little attention we pay to thinking. In fact, bookstores say to me, where do we put your books? We don't have a shelf called thinking. Do we put them under humour? Do we put them under children? Put them under education? Put them under business? Universities don't have a faculty called thinking. There isn't a subject in schools called thinking. It's assumed that our normal, simple, logical thing is excellent, and that's all there is to it, which is rubbish.